Angela Crocker, an avid finger puppet collector and a closet internet geek since 1994. Angela Crocker helps heart-centered entrepreneurs and business owners build mostly online communities. She has a unique ability to teach using geek speak that's understandable to all. Angela believes social networking is part art and part science, and that it can be done in no time at all. From the technical how-tos to the art of conversation, Angela teaches anyone to find and passionately embrace their communities, both online and offline. Her first book, The Complete Idiot's Guide to Creating a Social Network, shares many of her tips for successful communication. Please welcome Angela Crocker.
If you grew up in North America, you know this community. The gang from Sesame Street. This is in the era for me before Elmo, but community became part of who we are. And it started with our families and how we learned who was in our community, who we could spend time with. For me, the core of that is my husband Paul and our son Sean. Many of you here know us and have seen us at community events. And you know that we are rooted here in the Tri-Cities. This is our home, this is our community. And by meeting you all tonight, you become part of my family in an extended way. But families travel through time. This picture was taken in 1946, and the bride is my grandmother. Pretty cool. She's gonna be 84 on Saturday. Don't tell her I told you her age. And the children in this picture are now the elders in our family. And time carries on through those of us who are from that lineage moving forward. This is my dad's side of the family, and a family reunion in Nova Scotia, where all of us are related to Oscar Elijah Russell, my great-grandfather, on my dad's side. You also have family that you choose. This is Kim Plumley and Peggy Richardson. I'm billed tonight as part of my company, Beachcomber Communications, but together Kim and Peggy and I make up thebookbroads.com. We talk and write about books and publishing and authors, and anything literary and geeky that we can think of. And they've become among my best friends and core parts of my community. And I'm sure that all of you have people in your lives that are similar. And then there's these strangers. This is back when Bunsen Lake was still a place you could go. Hopefully we'll get back there this year. My son met this dog, and this man, I don't know who he is. If anybody knows, I'd be curious to hear his name. But strangers make up your community too. This guy took a moment to share. Or maybe you've been to the Poco Soccer League, and you've seen the kids playing. The time this photo was taken, my nephew was on the yellow shirt team, so that's who we cheered for. And these shared experiences add to our community. They're people that you meet in a fleeting moment. Or maybe they're people like you, who were in the audience at a presentation I did. My biggest audience to date, there were 265 people, and people were sitting on the floor. It was pretty exciting for me. And through all of those people, I got to extend my community in small ways and big ways and deep ways. It depends. Some people join your community for a brief moment. Other people are with you for a lifetime. These are some of my pals from Coastal Sound Music. Anybody ever heard Coastal Sound sing on this stage? Pretty awesome choir organization. And I'm really thrilled to say I'm going back to sing with my people. It's an exciting thing to do. I've missed them these last 3 years where I haven't been able to sing. Because I've been spending time with these friends. These are my community too. These are my fellow moms, the moms of the summer of 2006. And we're our support system, our kids are growing up together, and whether they like it or not, they have to be best friends because the moms are. And sometimes shared experiences and community come around interests. Some of you may have been at the Women in Music Luncheon that the Minerva Foundation for BC Women put on. This was at the Four Seasons Hotel a couple of years ago. And some of those faces are probably familiar. You might know Judith Forrest or Kevin Williams, or that lady up on the screen there. She might be familiar. Or maybe your interests are as common as an idea. Maybe you love pirates as much as my son does. And if you do, there's your community. And anywhere you go in the world, you find somebody who likes pirates, instantly you have a connection and your community grows. He's pretty cute, isn't he? Now, the thing about communities is we've got this idea of in real life, IRL. We live in a world that's both online and offline. And I just don't get why we have to choose. Why is it any different, my relationship with you, if we interact online rather than face-to-face? This idea of IRL drives me crazy, actually. I'd like to think that anything that we might do on Facebook or through any of the other social networks that I'm part of, and I'll confess to having about 450 different social networks that I have a presence on. I won't say I'm there every day because there's not enough minutes in the day. It might be Twitter. And look, I promised that this tweet would time travel to Pechakucha or Pachachka. I can't decide which is the correct pronunciation. But here we are. If you know me on Twitter, I'm at Angela Crocker. I met David Blair on Twitter. Oh, yeah, we did. But why? Whether it's online or offline, whether it's face-to-face and experience, whether it's meeting strangers and creating a bond, whether it's lifelong friends or that continuum of family, why does a community matter? And I would argue that there are three main reasons. First is information. Thank you to all the people who provided the images that are in this presentation. And there's some ways to reach me at beachcombercommunications.com or on Facebook or on Twitter or on the latest darling Google+. Information is a key reason to have community. We need to know things to survive. But we also need a sense of belonging. Think of yourself as that orange starfish. Without all those purple starfish nearby, what's your purpose? Where do you belong? Who's going to look after you? You need that sense of community for that sense of belonging. And most of all, I think we need community for love. The love that my son put into drawing this picture, which he taped to my oak desk, my big, beautiful roll-top oak desk that shouldn't have tape on it. But that message is love from a little boy who can't write yet. And for all of us, we need love, whatever that brings in our community. So thank you.